Hey guys, it's Chase and we are here to discuss anything and everything that is the Poltergeist Remake, starring Starla.
Hey.
And if you're hearing this is her birthday today. Everyone say happy birthday. Woo!
Thank you.
Enough of that, it's not about you. Right. And Caitlin.
Hi.
And you guys worked late effort, and Michael. Hello. And we're all here. But basically, last week we all saw the Poltergeist remake with small hesitation, a little bit of doubt, and maybe a little bit of excitement with maybe it would be good.
On Chase's part.
On my part.
We had a chance to get out because we bought tickets for the day after.
Yeah.
But we went ahead and fought through it.
If you watch Amy Schumer, then you'll know that that's the universe telling us we shouldn't see
this movie.
The Poltergeist remake.
But basically, it is about this family moves into this new town, get a new house, new neighborhood, whatever, and things start to go crazy. Little girl starts talking to things, and blah blah blah. We all know, we've all seen it. If you want to see a good version of it, do see the just original. The
1982 one's on Blu-ray. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I would even recommend the
second and third
VHS.
one.
Yeah, second and third one. Yeah. The lowest of quality of the first one. Okay, well.
You would think after 33 years they could have...
with better technology, time to build a story. Okay, what did each of y'all think of it? Anything y'all could salvage from it?
No.
I thought some of the scenes with the oldest daughter in the basement were a little creepy.
Yeah.
When they kept things simple, they were a little creepy. When they tried to go big and show more than they could in the 82 version, because they do have technology now.
Yeah.
That it looked really bad. So they should have kept it more hidden.
Yeah. There's one scene, there's when she pushed that thing down the floor or the
Oh, she's outside.
Yeah, she's outside.
Yeah.
Madison's outside.
The monster house.
Yeah,
Monster house.
I kind of looked like I kind of just did this thing. I was just like, because
pushing a stake down into the ground.
Yeah. Just pushing back.
So and there was lots of times where Caitlin and I were kind of like clenching our fists because we're like, there's parts that the setup looked like
they did a really good job building possible horror.
And then nothing.
Happened.
Well, I'm just very, very tired of the jump scare. I think one or two is fine, but if you have to rely on that, then your movie's not scary. Everybody's going to jump when there's a loud sound.
Yeah, loud sound.
We make the cats jump all the time with that, just opening the fridge.
Yeah.
And then you got him, and I think Sam Rockwell, Jurassic Park. But Sam
You're thinking about an upcoming movie
good movie. Yeah, good movie.
Yeah,
Sam Rockwell. I think I've seen him act in lots of good things, and I think in this one he didn't care as much.
Yeah.
I don't think either of the parents.
Yeah, I don't think the parents were awful.
That's the problem, because Poltergeist, the 1982 version, because I know some of the effects are dated. It's been 33 years, so they have to be. But you care about the characters, so that kind of helps you get through it. You can look past the stuff that's obviously a dummy or obviously fake and go, well, you know what? I really like these parents. I really like how much they love their kids.
Yeah.
And how they're willing to do anything to save their children.
They weren't bad their entire children's lives.
I felt like they almost felt like it was a blessing that little Maddie had
been
taken
like,
into
she's
the TV.
gone.
They're like, 2 more to go.
Caitlin, I want you to speak up a little bit on this topic because you leaned to me and spoke a lot. You were very vocal about these parents.
I hated the parents. They were awful. They didn't care at all. They're sitting there talking shit about their kids, like saying that they should have stopped after 2, and then they're like, oh well, the youngest isn't the problem. So it's like it just sounds awful.
Yeah, they were raising this little boy to be a future serial killer. Poor thing.
Yeah,
always.
they did not care. Yeah, they acted like something was wrong with him for being afraid of the dark.
Yeah, and he's like 7.
And the mom, and she's like, I know I left you in the mall, and I'm sorry for that.
Even if you walked in the mall or not, kids are afraid of the dark.
Yeah,
I don't like being alone in the dark.
It's a thing that kids are scared. It's a thing kids are scared of, and they treat it like a burden, which I can understand. Maybe if he's like consistently like this, but
28.
like, come on, bro. Yeah, the dad walked in the room and was like, come on, brah. It's just wind, brah.
Yeah.
Like, it's your son. You make him feel better.
Yeah, it's his first night in a new home. There's a horrible storm outside. He's got a skylight to a creepy tree.
There's a big-ass skylight in his room.
All these creepy clowns, and I'm just going to decorate his room.
Yeah, why do they
That's
find...
the thing with the clowns, too. They weren't scary. The first scene with it, when the nose wound up into the clown and
Yeah.
then it laughed. That was creepy. The rest of it, no.
Yeah,
because and then the one thing they do with that clown is the thing that's in every trailer you watch of Poltergeist.
Yeah, and then you don't see it again.
Then you don't see it again.
That's the thing with the original Poltergeist is the clown is creepy looking, but the clown really didn't do anything until you get to the end, and then it's like, oh crap, there's more of a problem with that clown than the fact that it's just creepy.
And it's just a creepy
There's
clown.
a lot of build up in the original, whereas this one, it's 90 minutes. It's like, okay, let's just get to the jump scare and then move on. We're on a hurry.
Yeah, from start
and they
to
blew
finish.
their wad about the cemetery being under the house, like, right away.
Yeah.
In, like, a dinner conversation.
Like, it was built on top of that cemetery over there.
It's not in your background.
Yeah. And then the, homeboy that was from, I can't remember his name. There was homeboy that was from Mad Men and lots of other stuff. That little British dude, whatever. And he starts...
Jared Harris.
Yeah, he started, he just like, I don't think they moved the bodies. Like,
I know, it wasn't
there's
like...
no kind of like,
there was no suspense to it, no
Yeah.
scariness. It was just like, you know what? I don't think they moved them.
You'll never be able to beat
it's the darndest
Craig
thing.
T. Nelson yelling, you didn't move the bodies!
Because it's just terrifying. You're like, what the... And then okay, and then the scene that you consistently talk about, not in a bad way, but like you talk about it in a creepy way, and that's the fact that they did use real skeletons in the original one.
Yeah.
And then the big thing, like you could tell this was supposed to be their, a skeleton pops up in the pool.
Yeah.
This is their moment. And it bumps out of the ground, and it's just like this turd. It was worse than Mummy Returns. That scene.
It's like they knew it was crap. So like, well, you know what? We know it's crap. We'll just show.
Yeah,
make the mud look like crap.
The one that showed standing in the garage was creepy.
Well, no, that's
but all the rest of them, and then it showed that underground thing when they actually went into that other dimension.
Oh yeah,
that was the stupidest looking
yeah, and that was
crap
bad
I've seen
too.
in
Then
my
going
life.
through, the whole mystery of the original too, I guess, because they couldn't do all that was you don't know what is she seeing, where is she looking at.
And I get them wanting to show us that, but
use some good stuff. I
mean, and why are we shocked that GPS is not working in the Netherworld?
Well, the drone worked.
It did,
and that's the thing. For a little bit,
I can't wait to die because I can bring my phone. I can still talk to you guys. Yeah. Like, hey guys, I'm dead. What are you doing?
Yeah, apparently it's filmable.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, seriously, this goddamn drone. I know. And then they're freaking out. Like you said, they're freaking out when they're like, Jim Bob's not seen on our GPS anymore. That's because he's not in the same world as you. He's not there. Your GPS is not going to work. It's like 10 miles from hell. Well, shit.
How many times did yours have to recalculate at the end of the cul-de-sac?
Yeah, I drove 10 minutes away. It's like recalculating. I'm like, I just fucking left. I haven't even left out of the parking lot yet. Just recalculating. I know where I am on the map. I mean, it's awful. I mean, my DirecTV doesn't work when it rains. You tell me it works when it's in. You tell me it works good when we're in a different region. But it's awful. That whole thing is just bad.
Yeah,
and then hashtag this house is clean. They took a fun little peppy moment from the first one that Zelda says and just turns it into a joke the entire movie. Yeah. Which I'm not saying that was like the most important thing, but they're trying to modernize it.
One of the things too that bothered me was the oldest daughter. So, they're setting up all the equipment in there, and her little sister's missing, and then he shows up, and she gets all excited, like she's going to go grab her autograph book and to sign it.
Yeah. Like they're in Disneyland with their autograph book.
And in the original, and I hate to keep comparing it, but now I gotta, but in the original one, the oldest daughter is crying and on the verge of a nervous breakdown. They have to send the other two kids to the grandma's because it's traumatic. Their sister is trapped in a TV. Let's think about this.
Yeah.
You're not meant to be excited about celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
And it will and it's like your sister's missing. You're just kind of mad about it. And then this dude that you've been watching his TV show, I guess, walks in there and you're just like, oh my god. Fuck matter. Let's talk about this girl. It's like, oh my god. I don't know. I think if you want a good Poltergeist movie, just watch the original.
Yeah.
I will say there is stuff that's a little dated, but it's still a better movie. You know? And it's not even for nostalgia reasons anymore. I think lots of things I was thinking about it was for nostalgia reasons, people are pissing on this one. And which, to be fair, a lot of people didn't know what it was going to be until you saw it. And that's what I was trying to just pump you up for. I was like, you don't know what it's going to be. It could be okay.
And it's happened to me lots of times where I'll think, oh, this is going to be a piece of crap. They've remade a movie I love. I don't want to see it. And there's been good ones. I enjoyed Rob Zombie's first Halloween.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yeah,
I mean, there's some really great remakes out there. And then there's ones like Psycho shouldn't have happened. Friday the 13th shouldn't have happened. And this one shouldn't have happened.
But remake or not, just as a movie in itself, if there was no other Poltergeist, this sucked. It was a bad movie.
there's that.
Yeah, it's like if there was no other Poltergeist, it would still suck.
Just as a movie, it was
true.
a bad movie.
Yeah,
that's
bad
true.
effects. You didn't care about the characters.
Yeah.
They didn't care about themselves.
Yeah.
And I don't think the actors cared about what they were saying.
Didn't.
Like
They really
No,
didn't.
they look like they had given up.
they did. I think they really did. And then it's like Caitlin said, it's like you have what is there to do? It's like you have bad effects, unlikable characters, and just awful story.
Yeah.
Everything's just rushed, and you just don't care about anything. So,
Yeah.
and I really wanted it to be decent.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be great, but just something I could watch and be like, it wasn't that bad. And just even scary. And like with
Yeah.
Michael, the jump scares, it's like the part that's made me jump was parts I wasn't expecting, and that's because it was loud and noisy.
Yeah.
And I think
that's-
it was executed poorly.
Yes.
I feel like the only time it works to have a whole cast you don't care about is if it's a slasher film.
Yeah, because
You know what I
rooting
mean?
for the killer.
Because then you're just like, okay, I just need a cast of about 10 because all but one are going to go, and I can just enjoy how it's going to
I
happen.
can just watch them all fall apart.
But in a movie that's a ghost story or it's character based, or you need to care a little.
Yeah, you need to care a little bit.
And
And,
I wanted to be proven wrong. I
Yeah.
hate that they waited 33 years just to make a bad movie
Yeah.
with the same name. And like Caitlin said, it's a movie with the same name, but it just...
Yeah, they could have just changed the name and
call it shitfuck. Cluster
call
hell.
it that.
Yeah.
Or something else.
Poopy movie.
But I gotta tell you, I had an extreme amount of relief when the movie ended, and I looked over at Caitlin and Chase, and I could see on their faces that they were gonna have to say, it wasn't good.
Just a strong disliking. Because there was parts, like I said, there was parts Kayla and I were just like something's going to happen, and then nothing would happen, and we're like, oh, all right. Because we like scary movies.
Yeah.
Everyone at this table,
Loves
whether you
it.
want to admit it or not, likes to watch,
Yeah.
obviously.
Different types of them.
Different types of movies,
Yeah.
and you like to watch them for the fact that if it's going to be a scary movie, I want to be scared.
Yeah,
You may
that's
not
the
like
whole
being
point.
scared, but if you're watching a scary movie, you want to get scared. That's
Yeah.
the point of a scary movie. Or a thriller, or a suspense, or mystery. Like I go into a comedy to laugh. If I don't
Yeah.
laugh, then it didn't work.
Then it's a
Right.
drama.
Then it's a drama. Yeah. So I think,
Or failure.
Yeah. So I think with this one, it just... It's like baby's first scary movie. It's like you
Yeah.
show this to... You
Yeah,
can show
this-
this to a little kid and be like, all right.
This is
because
the
they-
Fisher-Price scary movie.
Yeah.
Because I believe even when you hit about, I don't know, what do you say, about like 10, you're going to start detecting that this is crap.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
when you're competent enough
Yeah,
to know what's
yeah.
going on.
Like this movie would not be acceptable as a scary movie to Aiden. He is
Aiden
way
would
beyond.
watch it and be like,
I probably enjoyed it more if even if it wasn't scary, if I cared about them.
yeah, because
Yeah.
at least you could walk
Or
out there
the
going,
dialogue
That
was
would've
good,
been
or
good, yeah.
you
But-
believe they loved or wanted
Each
children.
other.
the dad was a drunk bum who didn't care. It's like, I don't want to take that teaching job to have a paycheck because I don't want to make a paycheck and I just want to sit at
It
home.
makes no
Like,
sense.
It makes no sense. Like,
I'd rather be completely broke.
Yeah,
Yes.
I want no money because
waiting for that manager
money's
position.
better than He's waiting for somebody to be like, you want to be a manager?
He
Right.
basically was a prettier Randy Quaid, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Christmas ticket.
He's holding out for a management position.
Yeah.
Right.
You're just too good to me, Clark.
But what was interesting to me is seeing how you guys felt about how Caitlin and Chase felt about it, because
Yeah.
sometimes I know I dismiss movies right away because I'm old and I'm set in my ways, and the older I get, I'm gonna be like, no, it was better in my day, and I'm just gonna dismiss new things right off. So it was interesting to see how you guys felt about it being so much younger.
Yeah, because
know?
we go. I mean, how many movies do you think that we'll see just cause? Like we'll
Y'all
see,
have
we'll,
a much more
we'll-
open
we'll
mind
all
than
see-
Michael and
We'll
I.
all see
Oh, yeah.
trailers and be like, y'all instantly will either poo-poo it,
Yeah.
like you want to see or you don't.
Yeah, in about 10
movies,
years.
like, some movies we don't expect much from, but we think
Yeah.
they could be okay, so we
Yeah.
give them a chance.
Like
But-
Exodus. Exodus was one that I thought would be. It has people I like in it.
Yeah.
Visuals were cool, so I was like, "Hey, let's go see it." And I thought it was okay. I think people who went in there for like a history lesson
Yeah.
obviously isn't gonna like it.
I think that Michael and I, our hope in movies died somewhere around reindeer games.
It's like,
That was
jeez.
we were about y'all's age, and we said, we'll go see it, and then
Yeah.
it stank, and
We're
we
like-
were
we-
broke
yeah,
already when we walked in the
aw.
movie,
Yeah.
and so we're like, you know what, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Now we can't get
We're gonna
groceries
be
for the
very-
week,
very
and that's what we saw.
Yeah.
Very selective
Well,
about what we see.
and there's certain things that you we see a trailer for that we're like, okay, we have to see that one, and then we'll see some that we're like, okay, because I like just sometimes just seeing something, shut your brain off, and just go into it with no expectation.
For entertainment value.
Yeah. Because people are just too hard on it. Just think about it. If you only saw movies that you knew you wanted to see,
oh god,
you wouldn't see that many.
Yeah.
And not just y'all, universal you.
Yeah.
Like if Caitlin and I go, you know what? We only want to see Marvel movies. We would see 3 movies a year because it just wouldn't, And I like just doing it because my track record of seeing movies that are actually good compared to bad. This is the first time this year where I saw a movie I didn't like.
Yeah, we were thinking about that. Like,
the last one was Sin City.
Yeah, The Dame to Kill For.
And that came out in August. So it's almost been a year.
Caitlin, what was the last movie you think we saw that wasn't good? Not counting Poltergeist. Obviously. Obviously not counting
She's
Poltergeist.
like, we're discussing it.
Yeah, we're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
Think about it, because me and you've seen some movies without them. I mean, what's the last one you were like, eh?
It just wasn't... Well, for me, I told you I didn't really like Mad Max.
Okay, but that was because you don't like action.
Yeah.
Like,
it wasn't for the movie
Okay,
itself.
how about this? Movie we both saw that we both agreed was shit.
Has there been one?
Or it could have been better. I think the last one, me and you both were like, it could have been better, but it was okay, was Ninja Turtles.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was alright, though.
Because it was okay, but there was not... My issue with it was there was too much Megan Fox, not enough Ninja Turtles. Mm-hmm. When I go see a Ninja Turtle movie, I want the whole goddamn movie to be Ninja Turtles.
I hate her.
Yeah. Well, no, have you seen her? Have you seen what they
say.
made her look like yet for the second one?
She's blonde.
She's blonde. They actually gave her blonde hair, which is what April O'Neil's supposed to look like. It's like, god dang.
I don't think that's going to win Caitlin over.
No, it's not. It's not.
They should have cast me.
I'll be April O'Neil.
You'd have been a great April O'Neil.
Thank you.
But yeah, I'm trying to think because I think besides Poltergeist, it's been a while since I've seen a movie that was bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's ones that were like,
and I actually do kind of enjoy seeing a bad movie. Like we went into 50 Shades of Grey knowing it was going to be bad. But there's a difference when you walk into a movie because you know it's going to be bad and you want to see how stinky it is and laugh at it.
Yeah.
Then when you go into one where you're hoping it's good and it turns out to stink far beyond what you even imagined.
Yeah.
I thought and we talked about this before we went in. Even if they just follow what they know to do.
If they would have psychoed us, it probably
would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because Poltergeist set it up for you. All you got to do, if you're unsure, just follow it.
Well, it's kind of like, the last real big movie the last big movie I was really, really wanting to see. And it had a lot of expectation, a lot of fan base, and that was The Last Airbender.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was M. Night Shyamalan. It had millions of dollar budget. It had the source material for 4 seasons worth of source material.
So you're thinking, how can it fail?
All you have to do is just follow the source material, but with live action.
Yeah.
And they didn't announce any of the names right. There's barely any fighting in it. You didn't care about Aang, not Ong, god damn it. It's Aang, and you don't care. I mean, it's just like, it was bad. And that's on a lot of people's top 5 worst movies of all time, because it just wasn't, like, you just had to watch the cartoon and then make it. And he didn't even do that.
They could have done a shot for shot of Poltergeist with people who actually cared, and people would have they would have said, it was a good movie, but it was shot for shot of the old one.
Yeah.
It'd be better for them to say that than it was not like the old one. It was just total crap.
Yeah. I think
it'd be better as an exact replica of that movie.
Yeah, it would have.
But here's the sad thing: is for as bad as people hate it and we hate it. It still did pretty good considering it's a horror movie or a scary movie. So it's good. So studios will continue to.
But I'm happy that it plummeted. Okay, it was at 3, right?
It was at 3.
And now it's at 7.
Yeah. So next week it'll be gone.
So it'll be gone next week.
It's only made like 30-something million.
It's a failure.
It's a failure, but I'm telling you, it's not. But my point is, 30 million is better than 2 million I've seen movies made that we ended up liking.
No, it's not going to be like Motherhood.
The Ruins was a good movie that we liked. That made like a 5 million. And so, I mean, the point, these ones that end up making something back, I don't think it cost that much to make this damn movie. So I think it made something back. And studios love to remake things. Yeah. And we just wait. Do. We have a lot coming up. We have Mulan. We got Dumbo. We got The Craft. We got The Mummy comes out this year. We got lots of stuff.
They're remaking another scary movie that I was upset about.
Mulan?
Yeah. They're making a live action version of it, but it's it's like Maleficent and Cinderella.
That's going to upset me.
It is. It's going to upset me because
that's my
Mulan's a good movie.
I'm tired of seeing movies that did it right. It's done.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And they
Like,
did say they're doing another Friday the
Maleficent,
13th.
but that's a different concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
are they
think-
going to change Mulan?
It's like Cinderella. Cinderella, the live
With
action
fucking
was
Tim Burton.
okay.
Like,
Cinderella, the live action was okay, but it wasn't the best thing they could have done because the cartoon Disney Cinderella, that's the one that we're all used to, and I don't think they need to redo those movies. If you're doing a different concept, like from the witch's point of view or something else, that's great. Change it, do a different story, be creative.
I
Don't do
guarantee
the
Mulan
exact
will
thing in live action.
be the same thing, but live
This
action
is what they
it
need
feels
to.
right.
Yeah,
this
it's
is what
gonna
they
be-
need
Because
to
they'll
do.
take the musical
upsetting.
numbers out and it's tell you there.
Would they make more money just re-releasing Mulan or making a new Mulan? Probably re-releasing it, they'd make more money. And that's the same thing with Poltergeist. If they had done a widespread 33-year anniversary or 30-year anniversary of Poltergeist in theaters, probably you'd have more parents taking their preteen kids and going, hey, you should see this, it's PG.
Well, they're getting ready
it was the first scary movie that I was into.
Yeah, and they're getting ready to do that for Jaws.
Jaws,
they're gonna
God
put
help
it
us
in
if
the
they ever
theater
try to redo Jaws.
They
You know what I mean?
They will.
Yeah.
They'll call it Jaws, and it'll just be people you don't give it. It'll be just a bunch of drunk teens on a boat partying,
and you'll just be waiting for the shark to eat them.
That's Jaws 2.
Yeah, Jaws 2. Yeah, Jaws 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but I mean, but you know that's how they do. They go for sloppy style over substance. You know,
I feel like there's so many.
Like
the problems that I had with Poltergeist walking in were not the problems I left with. Because walking in, I thought, you know what, I love the original. They're just going to ruin my memory. And the Carol Ann character should be blonde. Those were my fundamental concerns, is that they were going to poo all over my memory, and the little girl should be blonde.
Yeah.
You know, and then I left there thinking, I wouldn't have cared what color her hair was. She could have looked like Homegirl from Brave.
Here's what you do. Here's what you do. You make it like it's a very similar, crappier continuation. Like, it's a different family. It's the same scenario.
Yes, and thank God they didn't take the names, and
they
they knew enough to not use...
It'd be worse if they used all the same names.
Yeah, they knew enough not to do that.
Because it could taint the original, but because of separate characters.
And that I will give them. They didn't give them the same names. They didn't try to find a Zelda replacement, because there's no such thing.
And they had an older daughter who literally all she could talk about was cell phones and electricity.
Yeah, man, I've never wanted the TV to eat the family.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The teenage daughters seem like somebody who's 48 writing what they think a teenager acts like. You know what I mean? Like, what is the most horrible version of a teenager you could think of? Mm-hmm. That's it.
God damn, my fear.
You know?
Well, then like
caves.
Well, then something else too. He goes to the store to buy something, right? And then he's like, "Oh, this card doesn't work. Okay, try this one. Oh, that one didn't work. Okay, this one."
He goes to buy
and then
squirrel trap.
Okay, that's right. And then he goes from buying a $5 squirrel trap to buying thousands and more. They're already in debt. Yeah. He already has no job, and then he goes and spends thousands.
This is the
more
worst dad.
The worst dad ever.
Yeah.
He's going to get them evicted from their home. He won't take a job he's really passionate about. He won't think about paying the bills over, getting fun stuff for his spoiled teenage daughter, who he needs to say, no, you're not getting that.
Yeah.
He's mean to his son who's legitimately scared about something.
Yeah.
They baby the little girl who just seems slightly like she's got a learning disability.
Well, and then if Caitlin and I, let's say we had 3 maxed out credit cards, no money, spoiled kids, a ghost in our house, we couldn't move into a 2-story nice house.
No, that's the other thing. And they kept talking about this neighborhood as a crap neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it's a crap neighborhood. Yeah.
It looks good.
Crap neighborhood, shit house.
And they moved into a 2-story house with all these bedrooms, and they're sitting there like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just for a little while." And
what were they living in before?
Xanadu? The next house they're looking at, good thing they ran away from that poor little woman. Like at the very, very end when she's showing him the house, because they would have been told the price and they would have cried and left because they wouldn't have been able to afford it anyway. How can they keep getting all these places?
Yeah, that's not the way it works.
And then you have a mother who's a writer who not once do you ever see her do anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's just there.
Had she flipped it around at the end and she's going to write the story of what happened to him, then that information would have mattered.
At least the best part would have been the end.
Yeah.
But why do we care she's a writer? We didn't even need to know that. It didn't build any character.
Why did the dad
her.
have to be jobless?
Yeah.
Couldn't he just have a job?
Yeah.
You know, but it's
we
works.
would have cared less. Like, he could have had a job, it wouldn't have been questioned.
Yeah. It'd have been less.
Yeah, just a nondescript job.
They could have taken that time off of him being at the store buying something stupid. They could have, used that to develop the characters more, where we did care.
Yeah, take that out and make us give a crap.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's like the writers have no concept of how life works, and I don't understand that.
Yeah, and before we kind of wrap it up, the one thing I will say about the whole underworld thing is Insidious did it pretty well. Because they were able to kind of put somebody in a different dimension with dead
without
people,
a cell phone.
Without a cell phone, and it was just them walking around kind of smog and smoke, and you see somebody kind of just, So I'm
willing to accept somebody being in a trance or being in a different dimension, and we're just seeing what they see.
Yeah.
Not we're literally seeing what they see because they're Skyping or whatever from the netherworld.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
So
I don't even understand what was going on.
That definitely takes away the scariness of it.
And the game he's playing in the beginning, I think Caitlin said something about this. The game he's playing, the little kids playing in the beginning, the effects in that were just as good as the effects we ended up getting in the movie.
Yeah,
the opening scene, he was playing this game with these little skeletons in an underworld or whatever. They looked the exact same as the real ones they showed in the movie. So basically, they made it like video game quality. And when it comes out of his game, and shows him, I thought he was animated at first in that first scene. He looked animated to me just because the quality was so bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
There was lots of things wrong with this one. Lots of things that needed to be fixed or just not done at all. Yeah. And I think overall we agree this movie was garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was a waste of time.
It was.
It was a waste of time. I mean,
even with like Rosemary's Baby, they didn't make it. They didn't redo it and throw it into a movie. They were like, okay, we got 8 weeks. Let's just do it, whatever. We'll just make it a show.
Yeah.
And
if people want to see it, they can.
They can.
Yeah.
Part of me is doing a little happy dance because I didn't want it to be better than the original. I didn't want it to come near the original. But if it could, and made it interesting and made it different, like a different take on it, different family, different experience, or even if they had done a carbon copy but did a really good updated version of it where they could do the same effects but add something new to them, then I would have been like, okay, I see why they wanted to do this. They've added something
salvageable.
But it's kind of the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings problem.
Yeah.
Why do the Hobbit? If you're going to make it look worse than the Lord of the Rings, then just leave the Lord of the Rings, don't do the Hobbit, and we'll just be done.
Or just, I mean, that's a whole new thing. I was going to bitch about the Hobbit some more, but, it's just...
But why are we going backwards?
Because
If the budget's better, if the technology's better, if you're even... Why are you so bored? This is what you've come up to do, and you're to do it subpar.
Well, and that's why a lot of movies were better from the 70s and 80s visually sometimes, because they looked more real.
Yeah.
The movie could have been bad, but at least it looked more real.
Yeah,
like
I was
expecting... because they had to build these horror...
Yeah, at the end of the original, I read this, it was like one line in the script, but they were jokingly calling it like the $150,000 line, because it was the house implodes.
But it cost so much to do it.
Money to do it, because they had the house that they built, the model of the house. They had it upside or on its side. They had a vacuum underneath it, and they filmed it in slow motion. And then they turned the vacuum, and it was done in like a second.
And then they had to slow down that footage to show the vacuum literally sucking this model of a house
right. And then they
into it.
Then they added little special effects, the light and everything.
Yeah.
But at the end of this one, what they're getting away in their car, and we just see the light coming out of the house.
And then it films them in their car and doesn't show us the house again.
Yeah, that was it.
So it's like it doesn't show us the big shot.
Finale. I know, and when they're running out of the house, the skeleton pops out of the ground and she screams, and then he just walks up. It's okay, honey.
He casually strolls around the skeleton and guides her to the car.
Get over here, there's a skeleton.
This is so stupid.
You know why? Because the skeleton wasn't there, because it was CG.
Yeah, I know, it's hard to be I would hate to be an actor these days with some movies.
Whereas I'm pretty sure the original Poltergeist, the fear was really real with real skeletons all around you.
Yeah, if you rent
I don't care how many production people are there, but if you've got a real skeleton floating in water next to me, I'm going to scream. Yeah. You're not going to have to ask me to.
But overall, what would you rate it out of 10?
1.5.
And give it a 2.
Do I have to?
So 0, and I'll say
0.
Yeah, I'll say a 2. You know, because it's like the kind of moments of like we're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 1.
I don't think it should get anything.
All right, so we got 1-0. There you go.
Chase and I are trying to be nice.
We're trying to be nice.
No.
But all right, guys. So that is our review of this movie. You know, I like doing these ones where we talk about it. Which probably the next one I want to say. I guess the next time we do a movie review, I want to say Terminator Genesis.
Yep.
Since that's the next one I'm not excited about.
Or Jurassic Park.
World.
It's coming up.
Jurassic World. Yeah. Yeah.
Or we'll just rewatch Park. He mentioned Sam Neill.
I did mention Sam Neill.
That is a movie.
Yeah.
That's right.
Any closing statements on this one? Anyone?
Save your money.
Yeah. Don't see it.
Watch the original.
Watch the original. Yeah.
Yeah, for the cost of 1 movie ticket, you can buy the Blu-ray of the original.
And enjoy it as
And
many
be happy.
times as you want.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys. That was our group review of Poltergeist 2015, and it's a
Stinker.
consensus. It's a piece of garbage. So thank you guys for listening. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye.